Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about water softening process. So if you see the flow diagram of a drinking water treatment plant, then you can find a chamber known as softening chamber. Okay, so in this softening chamber, generally the hardness of the water sample is removed. So basically you can say, to remove the hardness from a water sample, we need to introduce this softening chamber, and the process is known as water softening process. Already we have discussed that hardness of a water sample can be of two types. One is temporary hardness, one is permanent hardness, and also depending on the chemical present in the water sample, the hardness can be divided into two parts. That is the hardness caused by the carbonate portion and hardness caused by the non-carbonate portion. In case of carbonate portion, that means presence of carbonate ion and bicarbonate ion. In case of non-carbonate portion, that means the presence of chloride, sulfate. Okay, so these are the types of hardness present in your water sample. So first of all, how to remove the temporary hardness and how to remove the permanent hardness. The process applied for the removal of temporary and permanent hardness are different. We can remove the temporary hardness by boiling the water sample and using lime. Okay. So first of all, boiling of water sample. Boiling means supply of heat. If you take a water sample, if it is containing some amount of temporary hardness, that means it is containing bicarbonate ion and carbonate ion combined with calcium or magnesium. Okay, so say for example your water sample is containing calcium bicarbonate. Okay, so if you provide some heat or if you boil the water, then this calcium bicarbonate will be converted into calcium carbonate precipitation. Here you can see the arrow, it is showing that it is a precipitation. By this process of boiling, you can remove the temporary hardness. Similarly, the second portion is addition of lime. If we add lime, lime means the calcium oxide. Whenever you are adding the calcium oxide in water, ultimately it is converted into hydrated lime, that is calcium hydroxide. So if your water sample is containing calcium bicarbonate and you are adding lime, then by the reaction calcium carbonate precipitation will be generated. Similarly, if your water sample contains magnesium bicarbonate, you are adding lime, then by the reaction calcium bicarbonate will be generated and magnesium hydroxide precipitation will be generated. Now see carefully, in case of reaction with magnesium, magnesium hydroxide precipitation is generated, and similarly calcium bicarbonate is generated. Again, whatever calcium bicarbonate is generated, that will react with extra amount of lime or hydrated lime and will generate the calcium carbonate precipitation. This is the process of temporary hardness removal. Now come to the process of permanent hardness removal. The permanent hardness from a water sample can be removed by generally 3-4 number of process. 3 are listed here, that is lime soda process, base exchange process, or it is known as zeolite process, and the third one is demineralization process. So in case of base exchange process or zeolite process, the base of the material or compounds present in your water sample is generally changed. That means calcium double positive and magnesium double positive will be changed with sodium. So this way the hardness is removed. Similarly, demineralization process, in case of this one, the water sample is first of all supplied through a cation exchange chamber, then again it will be supplied through a anion exchange chamber. By this process you can change the cations causing the hardness and you can change the anions causing the hardness, but we do not need to go in deep for these two processes. In this video we will learn about the lime soda process only. So the process name is lime soda. That means in this process lime and soda, lime means calcium oxide and soda means sodium carbonate, lime and soda both will be used to remove the permanent hardness. Also, simultaneously, during the removal of permanent hardness, temporary hardness will be removed. See the examples. The first equation, that is, if your water sample is containing some amount of calcium bicarbonate, you are using this lime soda process. That means you are adding lime and soda. Then the lime added to your water sample will react with calcium bicarbonate and will produce calcium carbonate precipitation. Similarly, if your water sample contains magnesium bicarbonate, that will again react with calcium hydroxide to produce magnesium hydroxide precipitation and calcium bicarbonate. Whatever calcium bicarbonate has been produced, that will again react with calcium hydroxide to produce the calcium carbonate precipitation. Okay, now come to the third equation. If your water sample contains magnesium carbonate, that will react with the calcium hydroxide to produce calcium carbonate precipitation as well as magnesium hydroxide precipitation. See very carefully the equation number 2 and 3. If magnesium bicarbonate is present, that will react with calcium hydroxide to produce magnesium hydroxide precipitation. Similarly, for the third reaction, magnesium hydroxide precipitation. But due to the presence of bicarbonate in equation number 2 and carbonate in equation number 3, the calcium product is changed. In equation number 2, calcium bicarbonate was generated. In equation number 3, calcium carbonate precipitation is generated. So just use the equation carefully. Come to the fourth one, magnesium chloride. Whatever type of hardness we have dealt up to this point, that was carbonate and bicarbonate hardness. That means the temporary hardness. Now in equation number 4, the magnesium chloride. This is a hardness related to magnesium ion with chloride. That means it is a permanent hardness causing member. So in presence of magnesium chloride, lime will react with it to produce magnesium hydroxide precipitation plus calcium chloride. So simultaneously, whenever you are trying to remove the hardness caused by magnesium with lime, that will remove the magnesium and it will produce simultaneously calcium chloride. That means the permanent hardness caused by the calcium. Similarly, if your sample contains magnesium sulfate in equation number 5, then lime will react with this one to produce magnesium hydroxide precipitation and calcium sulfate. That means simultaneously calcium permanent hardness has been generated. Now in equation number 6, you can see if your water sample contains some amount of carbon dioxide, that will be removed with the lime by converting the carbon dioxide into calcium carbonate precipitation. And ultimately come to the equation number 7 and equation number 8. In this case, these are the two examples, there is calcium chloride and calcium sulfate. These components are related to the calcium permanent hardness. So this calcium permanent hardness cannot be removed by lime. That's why we need soda. That's why the process name is lime soda. Lime is required to remove all the hardness up to this point, but soda will be required to remove the calcium permanent hardness. Always remember this one. Calcium permanent hardness is generally removed or only can be removed by soda. Whenever your water sample contains calcium chloride, it will react with sodium carbonate or soda to produce NaCl and calcium carbonate precipitation. Similarly, calcium sulfate will react with sodium carbonate and producing calcium carbonate precipitation and sodium sulfate. So ultimately, using lime and soda, every component has been converted into calcium carbonate precipitation plus magnesium hydroxide precipitation. After the process is over, whatever sludge will be deposited at the bottom of the softening chamber, that will be removed by some mechanical process. These equations are all about the removal of temporary hardness removal and permanent hardness removal. Thank you.